Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us again. The specific language of the bill, it was just finalized. I apologize. I have not had a chance to read all of the hundreds of pages. It includes a $600 direct payment for Americans making less than $75,000 a year, as well as $300 additional a week to Americans on unemployment. Are you satisfied with what is in this bill?
Well, I'm very glad that the majority leader has turned the corner on something that could have been done months ago, $3 trillion for the American people. What I think is important, Ahmed, for you to know is that this is a small piece for a certain number of months. We'll be back dealing with this in the early part of the year with a new president and vice president that will be people-oriented. So from this point of satisfaction, I want to rush aid to the American people. I broke down listening to this wonderful soldier's wife. 54 million Americans are hungry. 17 million are infected with COVID-19, and 320,000 almost are dead. And so we have got to get COVID-19 dollars, testing, tracing, vaccinations, and we have got to get the cash disbursements, which would not have happened had it been for working with Speaker Pelosi, Congressional Progressive Caucus, and the Democratic Caucus, pushing and insisting that this needed to be in, along with the extra $300 on unemployment weekly payments.
Yeah, and to be clear for our viewers, this was held up by Mitch McConnell because there were times when the president said he wanted large payments to Americans, and it was Mitch McConnell who said he could not get that done with Republicans. So I have to ask you, because you're saying that more is going to be done in the new year with a new president, and obviously it all comes down to what happens in the state of Georgia with the Senate runoffs. Are you at all concerned that if Republicans and Mitch McConnell retain control of the Senate, that optimism, that help that you're talking about is not going to come to Americans in 2021?
Well, you know what? I wish for the best in Georgia. I vote the vote to be for the American people, and that means the Democrats would win. But I am not in any way daunted by the fact that we will be in charge, or there may be a bump in the road, because I believe in the leadership of Joe Biden, who has worked with the Senate. He is a person of the Senate. He has worked with McConnell before. It's all about leadership and passion. And if you have a president and vice president and a House of Representatives and a speaker and a leader in the Senate who care about people, I think we can get it done. First of all, the American people are not going to allow us to stall anymore. And that is the crucial aspect of what we're trying to do.
Do you know how soon that might be undertaken by a new administration and a new Congress? Because obviously, the slimmed down nature of this compromise may not be enough to get people through more than just, another month or two, given these payments. So how quickly can we expect Congress to start working on a new bill?
Well, we don't have the hammer and the nail, but we do have a window of a couple of months into the new year, say the first quarter. Obviously, the president and vice president must get in office. But we have experienced members of Congress as well here. We know this bill. And by the way, we know the bill because we've had it on our desks for a couple of months. And this is just a pared down version of it because we needed to get a deal done. We needed to make sure we fed hungry people. We needed to pass the NDAA, as you well know, to ensure that military get increased salary, better housing, and of course, the funding bill that works on homelessness and child care and education. All of this is together because we absolutely cannot leave here without the American people having the government open, having the American people having COVID relief. I've got people dying in my district. I've got people who are being hospitalized, units that are full. And so I know we're at a level of catastrophic emergency.
Yeah, absolutely desperate situation across the country. Congresswoman, allow me to switch gears for a moment and ask you about another big story right now, and that has to do with the alleged Russian hack of various government agencies. The FBI and other government intelligence agencies briefed House lawmakers on the hacking before the weekend. What did you learn about this? And more importantly, what questions do you still have?
I was in those briefings and frankly, very dissatisfied, not because our government intelligence community was not concerned. They are obviously concerned, and they too are trying to determine where we are. I think the great disappointment is that we have a commander-in-chief in office now that's twiddling their thumbs and looking down and not looking forward to try to help the American people. I think the crisis that I see and I want to use the word catastrophic again, is that we were not prepared to detect and then defend. And that's what I want to work on as a member of Congress. I introduced and passed legislation dealing with the 0 day when something catastrophic happens. What are the vulnerabilities of the government and private sector? We have seen it with SolarWinds, 18,000 clients, but the piercing of our governmental agencies. So we have got to get a coordinated effort. We've got to address Russia directly. I don't want to provoke war. I'm not looking for that. But they've got to get a strong answer. And we've got to get the ability to detect the intrusion that may wind up being damaging even more to the American people.
All right. Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, thank you so much for your time and insight this afternoon, Congresswoman. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you for having me.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.